Hello, good evening, and welcome back. Jeremy Paxman, 69, says old people are the only section of society it is still okay to mock, while everyone else is off limits in scathing attack on a Snowflake generation. This is from the Man Online. I think Jeremy Paxman is slightly wrong here. Straight white men still okay to mock if they're right wing or Christian, but I repeat myself. Jeremy Paxman, 69, bemoans how easily offended snowflakes have taken over. He launched a scathing attack on the ease with which so many take offence. Unique, but so delicate, you melt. Paxman even wants snowflakes to have taken charge in government departments. And that is a good point in terms of people used to joke about saying, why are you doing a gender studies degree? That kind of thing. What we're going to do, or the only job you're going to get is then teaching gender studies. However, we were naive and unfortunately wrong, because the jobs that these people get is then in the diversity departments of companies and now also in the government, and they go against different diversity departments in different companies and say, well, hey, ours is better than yours, and yours is bad because it isn't discriminating based on race, it isn't discriminating based on gender, it isn't discriminating based on disability, and it should be doing all of these things. However, hopefully, when these are left to compete with each other, because it's just funny because of course that's the essence of capitalism, but they don't seem to quite get that. When they're left to compete with each other and they're saying, oh yes, well, we're going to be more and more collectivist by eventually being individual, who's going to say, well, okay, cool, so you don't have enough women, cool, but now you don't have enough black women, but you don't have enough black lesbian women, you don't have enough black lesbian disabled women. It's like, okay, right. But your black woman actually graduated, so we can't have that. It's like, well, okay, cool. So eventually you're just going to get down to the individual. So we will eventually agree, but let's hope we don't destroy society in the meantime. Stefan Molyneux recently pointed out, communists either end up in prison or you end up in their gulags. And they've got companies like Vox saying it's time for the left wing to reclaim guns. So that's escalation of violence, isn't it? So, anyway, let's read on. This is from an hour ago. Once he had politicians in his sight, now for Jeremy Paxman, it's political correctness. The former News 90 presenter has launched a scathing attack on the ease with which so many take offence, and how it means that the elderly are the only people we can make jokes about. He also fired a broadside at the health and safety brigade in a world that seeks to avoid all danger. And this is Sleeping Beauty, I believe it, where when she's born, her parents only invite the good and don't allow Maleficent to take part. The embodiment of evil, of the bad parts of Mother Nature. And she says, you'll prick your finger and die when you're 18. So her parents get rid of any needle spinning wheels and all of that, so she can't happen. Send her off to the fairies, so she's taken care of. Fairies are able to resist lessen the punishment from death to just sleep. Sleeping Beauty goes out, falls in love because she's actually been outside and found a real man. 18th birthday, portal opens up, she pricks her finger, falls asleep, all that, and then she's woken up by true love's first kiss. So, that kind of thing. But it's the masculine rescuing her from the feminine. It's the archetypes. So it is still within oneself that the more outgoing, brave part of you, which is then the embodiment of the masculine, saves you from your unconsciousness of the world around you and knowing the evil, and then you're able to deal with it. You're able to wake up and go, okay, this is how it is. I'm going to move forward and not let this hinder me. But, of course, when you keep wrapping people up, the first sign of danger, you'll be destroyed. It's also like forests. They have a load of deadwood built up, and they need fire every now and again in order to stay alive. The redwoods trees, in fact, need fire to then open up to drop their seeds to then grow. But if you keep putting out the fires, you don't allow any, and the load of deadwood builds up, the load of stuff you want to get rid of, but you don't because you're protecting too much. Eventually there will be a fire, lightning strike, whatever, and the fire will then be so intense that it'll burn off the topsoil and no more trees can grow. So you're destroying the forest because you're trying to protect it. Same thing goes with helicopter parenting or bulldozer parenting, where the children then become too alcophobic. They're scared of outside. They then have some sort of wake-up call. It's normally women, maybe a death of a loved one, where they can't escape it anymore, especially if it's a parent who has protected them. They go, well shit, I'm alone. And they then can't deal with the outside world because they're too nervous and anxious because they haven't been outside at all. And every time then they have, something terrible happens and they've scarred for life. Let's read on. There is an assumption that the word snowflake can only be applied to oversensitive, politically correct young people who can take offence at the slightest provocation. The truth is that the snowflakes have taken charge of government departments, in the media and the universities, and anywhere else immune from more pressing anxieties about their existence. Some say intellectuals or academics just view their bodies as a way to move about their head. Just about the only sector of society that has fair game is old people. I know, I have made plenty of jokes about them myself. The jokes have traction because deep down, oldies feel slightly guilty of their good fortune. The cards fell well for them, but that's the nature of cards. I disagree with that because wealth is correlated, at least loosely, with age. Normally, and the richest demographic is the 60-year-olds, as in their 60s, because at that point they've accumulated wealth through their life, they've got a property, they've got something worthwhile, and then they're using up their savings and they're getting poorer again. So that's just how it works, because if you're sensible at all, you'll have gained wealth as you grow. You'll be more knowledgeable, be more desirable, be able to get a better salary or earn more money if you have your own business, whatever it may be. So it isn't just that the cards fell well for you, but you're actually making something of it. And the bad times are character building after all. A friend recently sent him a text saying, I'm on a BBC health and safety course. We've just been played footage of you and Boss riding in tandem. Paxman writes, the film was being played as an exhibit to illustrate the possible dangers of something or other, putting Boss in charge of anything, probably. This is also good to then highlight the further fact that the BBC used their anti-unconscious racism or discrimination of training, which has absolutely no grounding in science. There is no evidence to say that it works, any suggestion of that at all, and yet they push it anyway, because it comes down to virtue signalling. Get woke, go broke. Seeing as though the BBC now saying over 75s will have to pay a licence fee. It seems like they're going broke. I don't own a television. Don't see why I would. He adds, already every producer who films an interview has to fill in a hazard assessment form in case someone drowns in verbiage, is savaged by a giraffe, or trampled by sensible shoes. But there is a point for health and safety. If you go to the Middle East, for example, where they don't care about people's lives, if somebody dies, they have to pay for funeral costs or at least something towards it, so they just throw them on the motorway, so, hey, it's not their fault. Cranes crashing into each other on construction sites, they don't really care. So yes, of course, there is some standing for health and safety. Paxman, who began writing for the monthly magazine in May, also criticises former employees at the BBC, among others, for corporate idiocy that led snakeholder salesmen run courses on awareness. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about, but they give it a crack anyway. But that's it from the article, and it does highlight what we've been saying for a while, but at least there is another well-known person, Newsnight and University Challenge, and even working for the BBC, that hopefully more and more people will speak out about it and it'll be more acceptable to say, and we'll have a pushback and the pendulum will swing back. So hopefully this gives you guys hope, and hey, I always say that the bad times are character building, that a challenging time is an opportunity for you to take advantage of, to prove yourself. You don't know how strong you are till you're tested, so see the opportunity, not the obligation. What you get to do, not what you've got to do. Take advantage of the moment, take any opportunity that you can, make the most of your life and enjoy it. That's all for me, so have a good one.